the little girl discovered that two planes were about to collide. She immediately turned off the autopilot. She switched the plane to manual control. She intended to use the updrafts in the cloud ahead to adjust the aircraft's angle of flight. When the passengers saw that the pilot was a 9-year-old girl, they were filled with fear that they could not avoid the impending crash. Little did they know, the little girl was the first aircraft designer of the 21st century. She was also China's first female pilot. An accident had sent her into the body of a little girl decades in the future. Drawing on memories from her previous life and with her mother's help, she adjusted the plane to a climbing angle to pass through the clouds. Meanwhile, the ground control tower staff discovered the aircraft had lost its signal. According to radar projections, the two planes had likely already collided. The tower controller was deeply saddened to hear the news. Everyone thought that all of the more than 100 people on board had perished. Suddenly, the monitoring system showed a signal from that aircraft again. Seeing that the plane had escaped danger, everyone was instantly elated. The controller was full of admiration for the pilot's skill. He believed that no one could match this level of control. Soon after, the tower successfully contacted the captain. The controller praised the captain as a hero who had saved more than 100 people, but the captain reported that the person who had just been flying the plane was a 9-year-old girl. Because his hands were injured and he could not operate the controls, the co-pilot was incapacitated. Hearing this, the controller found it unbelievable. No one believed that a 9-year-old girl knew how to fly a plane. After investigating the passenger manifest, they confirmed that one of the passengers was indeed a 9-year-old girl. Only then did the controller believe the captain. He immediately reported the incident to his superiors. When the leadership learned that the little girl had detected the aircraft malfunction and had piloted the plane to avoid a catastrophe, he exclaimed that the little girl was a once-in-a-century genius. He planned, after the plane landed, to hold a grand commendation ceremony for the little girl. He wanted everyone to know that a little hero had emerged in aviation. The captain informed the little girl of the leadership's commendation. The little girl said that she had not saved people for the sake of recognition, because ensuring passengers' safety is the mission of everyone in aviation. She was simply doing what she was supposed to do. The captain felt very gratified upon hearing this. He believed that the little girl would one day become an outstanding pilot. Suddenly, the plane was struck by lightning. The flight attendants screamed in fright. However, the little girl remained remarkably calm. Even though she knew this would be an even tougher test, she informed the tower staff that many of the aircraft's electronic systems had failed, and that the aircraft was in a thunderstorm zone. Before the tower could reply, the aircraft had already lost contact. Hearing this, the controller grew tense again. He thought of the teacher he respected most, and wondered how that teacher would choose if faced with this trouble. Unbeknownst to him, the little girl was his teacher. At that moment, a flight attendant noticed that the right wing of the aircraft was on fire. She asked the little girl to fly the plane back. The captain intervened to stop her, explaining that the main wing structure was unstable and that fuel was insufficient, and that attempting to return would only result in crashing midway. Upon hearing the captain say this, the little girl's mother began to worry as well. She asked her daughter if there was any other way. The little girl replied that there was one option, and that option was to make an emergency landing.